During the play, I was just trying hard, but I ended up bumping into a guy, and he braced himself and pushed back on me as I was trying to make sure the pile didn't fall on me. But as I fell, he was coming forward, kicked him in his helmet. I had no idea I would be ejected, but the referee explained everything to me as he walked me off, and that was the case. It's something you hate to see. I hurt the team, honestly, and I feel like if I can have it back, I would do things differently. But it was basically just a reaction. I couldn't really help myself. Coach, he harps on just being smart and trying to play clean, and that's part of the reason the referees are at our practices. But yeah, you hate to see it, and it's just inevitable at times, some guys just play with relentless effort, and when you're in tough situations, it's hard to overcome it, but you just got to play smarter and move on.
Do you feel fortunate that it sounds like you're only going to be fined and not suspended? Do you feel fortunate for that?
Well, at this point, I don't have no idea what's going on. If I get fined, I get fined.
Greg, all those penalties aside, the offensive line, how would you assess, you guys gave up 5 sacks in 8 games last year, and 5 sacks in 1 game yesterday. What do you think is different about you guys as a group?
I think last year was last year. You know what I'm saying? We on to the next, and you hate to start that way. At the end of the day, it looks bad on us as a unit, and also it hurts our QB's confidence, you know what I'm saying? So this point moving forward, I feel like Baker should have no doubt that we have his back, and we're going to try to keep him upright as much as possible.
Well, what can be done to make it better?
Just continue practicing the way we've been practicing and try our best to iron out the wrinkles in communication.
This segment of More Sports and Less Levine brought to you by Northeast Factory Appliance. Northeast Factory Direct, which has appliances. Well, they have great furniture and a lot of stuff.
All of those.
All those things. All right, what do you think when you hear this?
Well, I said on Channel 3 last night when I was on with Jim Donovan that I jokingly said that, go easy on the guy. Everybody's had restless leg syndrome once in their life where you just find yourself kicking for no apparent reason. No, I understand he's trying to say it was unintentional or maybe instinctive. I'm not sure what he's saying, but you have to know that if you kick at somebody's helmet that you're going to get thrown out of a game.
The helmet didn't go, it made it sound like the helmet came out of nowhere and it attacked him.
The helmet did not attack the leg from what I saw.
Right.
So
how about the 18 penalties? What, were any, the one questionable one might have been the Beckham one, but there's a rule that covers that, and if you go by the new rule, that's a penalty on him.
Yeah, people felt that maybe the first quick screen to him, they called a blindside block. I believe Robinson was also called for that.
Right.
That may have been a little dicey, but the Titans threw a similar looking block that sprung Derrick Henry for the 75-yard screenplay. But I think it was a little different in the Browns defensive back in that case had every reason to know it was coming. So I thought that there were a couple there that maybe you would say, or the refs are being a little too vigilant. But for the most part, the other thing, Myles Garrett, swinging at a guy.
Can't do that.
The roughing the passer, taking 3 steps and shoving a quarterback to the ground, you know that they're going to call that. The encroachment, the big guy from the Jets. Help me here.
They're all big.
Defensive lineman.
Yeah.
Sheldon Richardson. That encroachment penalty that down at the goal line was a real killer too. So I mean, there were just a lack of discipline, and I know some people feel that doesn't reflect on the coaching staff, but Freddie Kitchens, I think, believes that it does, and I think rightly so in some cases. You don't blame every penalty on the coaching staff, but when you have 18 in a game, and let's face it, Les, there could have been 21 or 22 called. There were 2 on on one play on a couple of occasions,
Right.
right? So they got to pick which one they wanted to enforce.
All right, so think about this. You said 18 penalties, and it added up to 182 yards. You know, if you could have 182 yards rushing in a game, that's pretty good. You've just added 1/3 of your offensive potential.
Yeah, that's
there.
why when Kitchens keeps saying, "Hey, let's remove the penalties from this, and we don't really have to do anything else," I get what he's saying because
Yeah,
it was
but that's-
such a big number.
that's Butch Davis.
I know that is, but I look back. You know, I've gotten emails from people saying, "Oh boy, I bet Greg Williams enjoyed that game because he would have liked to have been the head coach here and thought he deserved it." And you know, for as volatile and loud and wild and as Greg Williams was, when he became head coach here, his team didn't perform like him as a defensive coordinator.
Right.
They were pretty buttoned down. I think they had 7 penalties was the most they had in any one game, and 65 yards was the most they had in any one game.
Well, that's part of his audition to be head coach.
Yeah, so I mean, his team was pretty well disciplined last year during the last half of the season. So, and there's still a lot of the same guys here. So, I would like to think that that's a longer track record than this one game,
Right.
and that they'll get
All
that
right,
under control.
So Baker Mayfield gets sacked 5 times. One of the reasons he had such a good year last year is he didn't get hit very often. So 5 sacks and several hits, and maybe that's what, you said he started throwing the ball loosely. Maybe that's what that does to you.
Could be, and he also is to blame for some of those sacks.
Yeah.
They weren't all offensive line problems. He held the ball way too long in some cases. The one in the end zone, I think he could have gotten rid of before he took the safety. So I know what he's all about is making plays and feeling the pressure in the pocket and eluding it and making a big throw, which he did a couple times in the game. But he has to get rid of the ball more, and he'd be the first to say that.
The thing that was bothersome is all the excitement in the air with the fans and the sellout and the expectations, and they march down the field, and then Seibert misses the extra point. Now, when you lose 43-13, one extra point is no big deal.
Right?
But you could feel, I don't know how much credit you give to the fans there, but you could feel the air come out of the balloons of
A
the
little
fans.
bit, yeah. I think people was like, well, okay.
We had this big competition.
And then, Jamie Gillen's first punt is kind of a
Yeah.
short one that has a fortuitous roll, and people start going, okay, why did we decide to come into this season with 2 rookie kickers? And Gillen ended up having a very good game, I thought.
Yeah,
but,
5 kicks,
yeah.
pretty good.